Quand tu parles avec les gens, où tu es maintenant, comment est-ce que
Pardon me. Let's carry on with this exact thing. Let me just start and introduce the class. So lovely. So anybody else watching, good. This is Luke. Coffee link underneath. If you find the class useful, please remember to purchase me a coffee, guys. That'd be great. Lovely podcasts are available. Anybody interested? Yada. Let's just do exactly what we're doing. Let's just have a conversation between two people. What we're going to do is you're going to say what you want to say in English. Can I remind you why we're going to do this? It's not because I don't think you can speak in French. It's because I want you to set the bar high. Because even, including second language English tier, all of you got immaculate English. So it sets the bar high. And also, what do we do when we speak in English? You use personality. So if you just speak in French non-stop for a while, it gets a little bit academic sounding. So in other words, we're using English as a reference. We also, more or less, want to ask ourselves, pardon the gesture, how long it is. How long did it take you to say, Brendan, you going out tonight? You know, we don't want that to be because human existence is normally pretty parallel. There are kind of a few more words to make a point in French than there tend to be in English, generally. But the human condition feels the same. So if your English is like bleh, and then your French is zzz, then we've gone wrong. So off we go then. So Brendan, you start. No, I believe Denise was in the middle of asking a question about, like, you know, when you talk to people, what's it like or something. So can you give me your sentence in English, then say your sentence in French? I'll correct if there's any problems. Brendan, you say your answer in English. Now, let's be very clear for this exercise, which is what we're going to do. I don't need you to give me, and then I spoke to Brie and she's, just give me what you would honestly say. Even if it's, yeah, you know, it's not my go, your go, my go, your go. If Denise says sentence, translate, sentence, translate, that's fine. It doesn't need to be. And subsequent to my previous statement, Luke, I decided, just be yourselves, yeah? All right, go. So off you go. So the same person can go more than once in a row. Just have the conversation. Off you go. So Denise, begin.
Brendan, how are you finding it when you are speaking with...
Is this sounding... Would you speak to me like that, Denise?
I wouldn't.
I mean, I'd ring mental health, and I'm not making light of mental health. I've been with somebody for 13 years with chronic mental health issues. I would honestly put you in for like a mental health assessment. Off you go. So say, ask me in normal English. Ask Brendan.
How's it going speaking French in France right now?
Good. So you see, now that's not dumb, because that, how's it? So if you said to Brendan normally, how's it going? What would you say? In 2 words, how would you say, how's it going?
Comment ça va?
In 2 words.
Ça va?
There you go. Ça va? Now say, when you speak to French people.
Quand tu parles avec les gens français.
You can use parler avec, or we can say parler à. And how's à going to manifest with speak to French people? Ça va quand tu parles
aux les gens français. Allez, excuse me. Aux gens français.
Lay does not exist in this context. It does exist. If you're using lay as a pronoun, lay does exist. Yeah? Je commence à les voir. I'm starting seeing them. For example, but so say for me, quand je parle to French people, 2 more words, quand je parle
aux gens.
Stand still. The word for French is what?
Oh, français.
Good. Your concept of 2 words is not great. So say for me, je parle au français. Go on.
Je parle au français.
Link it, quand je parle au français.
Quand je parle au français.
Good. We're always better when we say je. Now make it work for him. Quand tu parles au français.
Quand tu parles français.
Just say, ça va quand tu parles au français.
Ça va quand tu parles français.
Quand tu parles au français.
Ça va quand tu parles au français.
Good. Okay. Say for me, what's it like? C'est comment?
C'est comment?
Tu le trouves comment?
Tu le trouves comment?
Tu te débrouilles. Copy me. You get through. Tu te débrouilles.
Tu te débrouilles.
Push from the chest. Tu t'en sors.
Tu t'en sors.
T-U space T apostrophe E-N space S-O-R-S. Tu t'en sors, you're getting by. Tu te démerdes. You managed, you get through. Tu te démerdes. You get out of shit. Tu te démerdes.
Tu te démerdes.
Lovely, good. Over to Brendan. What would your answer be?
I find that the day-to-day interactions are fairly standard, you know, like going to the bakery or...
Pause, stop, gorgeous. I find that day-to-day, let's say conversation, just to make it easier, I find that day-to-day conversation is easy, such as going to the bakery.
Oui, je trouve que les conversations...
What's the word for I? What's the word for I?
Je.
Good, because I would hate for an injury to come your way from a roller. This is like a muscle roller, so like when you've got cramps. But this could do some injury. Yeah. So say for me, I find that
Je trouve que
daily conversations.
J'ai la conversation quotidienne et
Lovely, quotidienne. Oui, ok, the word quotidien, quotidienne, family. Ouais, je trouve que les conversations quotidiennes, lovely, okay, are quite easy. Should we say are quite easy?
Sont très faciles. Non, pas
quite
facile.
Easy. Let's not get arrogant. Quite easy.
Bien facile.
Let's get quite easy. Assez facile.
Assez facile. Oui, c'est assez facile.
Ouais, je trouve que les conversations quotidiennes sont assez faciles. Moi, je trouve que les conversations quotidiennes sont assez faciles.
Oui, je trouve que la conversation quotidienne...
So pause. When we blur, we access that magical Narnia place, that muscle memory. Brendan's mouth has got la conversation in his mouth. That's fine, we have no problem with that. This is plural. Ouais, je trouve que les conversations quotidiennes sont assez faciles. Have a go. Les conversations.
Je trouve les conversations quotidiennes...
What the fuck? This is here and this is ready to go. This can relieve pressure and it can apply pressure. J'attrouve, there ain't no thing called j'attrouve. What is it?
Je trouve les conversations quotidiennes assez faciles.
Good. But I gave you, je trouve que les conversations quotidiennes sont assez faciles.
Oui, les conversations quotidiennes sont assez faciles.
Good. Then your next sentence in English, Brendan. Sorry, such as going to the bakery. You were like, for example, going to the bakery.
Par exemple, aller au boulangerie. No, à la boulangerie.
Luke is in front of you. Is it au or à la?
À la boulangerie.
Aller à la boulangerie. Mouth closed. Aller à la boulangerie.
Aller à la boulangerie.
Good. Just 1 second, because I'm incapable of doing two things at once, it would appear, and I've been battling to get some fucking oatcakes out of my packet for quite a while. Oh, and I've got a packet. We can open it. I've received something. I forgot what I've ordered. Yeah, I've forgotten what I've ordered. A more common past participle in the UK. Lovely. So we'll see what that is in a minute. That's exciting. I hope it's nothing nefarious. Oh, Anne Summers. Oh, she died this week, didn't she? Bless her. Anne Summers, people, is a high street naughty lingerie and sexual aid shop. And the woman that ran it, it was like a national chain, brought pleasure to millions. She died this week of early cancer, which is really, really horrible. Poor Jacqueline. So off you go. So good, Brendan. Next sentence in English. What are you going to say?
I think that the telephone...
No, speak to Denise as if you're speaking to Denise. Don't speak to Denise in academia. So, you know, if I'm talking to people at the bakeries, that's fine. Then what are you going to say? You're going to make a comparison.
Yeah, so the bakery conversation I'm finding okay. When I've started to be a bit more confident on the telephone. That used to be a bit of a challenge.
Good, gorgeous. I've started to be a bit more confident on the telephone. That used to be a challenge. Good. I would ask you to have a go. And then we're going to talk about one of the easiest going round tricks in the world. If I forget to tell you, will you remind me family? Just remind me family. All right. So off you go. So I've started to be more confident on the telephone.
J'ai commencé à être trop confident.
Careful.
Pardon.
Too confident?
Oui, oui. J'ai commencé à être plus confident sur le téléphone.
Are you physically, no, your private life is your own, Bren, but are you physically sat on the telephone? Are you? Are you physically sat on top of the telephone?
I am not.
No, no, even were it on vibrate. So
À
what,
la téléphone?
and if it's masculine?
Au téléphone?
Thank you. Okay. Okay.
Oui, j'ai commencé à être plus confident au téléphone.
Pause. J'ai commencé à être plus confiant or avoir
Confiant.
plus de confiance. So what was the thing I asked you to remind me about going round? What word did I ask you to remind me?
Family.
Family, the family.
Family.
So basically, competence is a noun. Competent is the adjective. Competently is the adverb. So often when we go round things, we don't need to go far. He's interested in something. He has an interest in something. This for him is interesting. He is interested, but stay within the same route. But do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. I myself, even with full access to lots of expressions, so I trust you, you'll notice je te fais confiance. I do trust you. Or j'ai confiance en toi. You can do both. Faire confiance à quelqu'un, avoir confiance en quelqu'un. Je te fais confiance, j'ai confiance en toi. All right? We've also got confier, which is to trust something to somebody. So Brendan, I'm trusting my roller to you. Je te confie, whatever. Well, that's a nice acoustic. I quite like that. so lovely. Lovely. So say for me, je commence à avoir plus de confiance. Bleu, je commence à avoir plus de confiance. Well done, Bren, on commençait à. Je commence à avoir plus de confiance au téléphone. Go.
Je commence à avoir plus de confiance au téléphone.
Go again. Je commence à avoir plus de confiance au téléphone.
Je commence à avoir plus de confiance au téléphone.
Pardon me the mouthful. Is it je commence à? Or is it je commence à avoir or je commence à voir? Which is it?
Je commence à avoir.
That's otherwise it'd be I'm starting to see.
Oui.
Shut up, computer. It's been annoying. Je commence à. It doesn't like you, Brendan. Je commence à avoir. C'est ça. Bounce in your throat. À avoir. À avoir.
À avoir.
Oui, je commence à avoir plus de confiance au téléphone.
Oui, je commence à avoir.
What is going on with you? Je commence à avoir.
Je commence à avoir plus. Je commence à avoir plus.
No. Don't say the words. Keep the teeth together. Je commence à avoir plus de confiance au téléphone.
Je commence à avoir plus de confiance au téléphone.
Confiance.
Confiance. Je commence à avoir plus de confiance au téléphone.
You're not giving me a line. Je commence à avoir plus de confiance au téléphone.
Je commence à avoir
No,
plus.
avoir. Put your hand here, Brendan.
Oui.
All one long, constant vibration. Je commence à avoir plus de confiance au téléphone.
Je commence à avoir plus de confiance au téléphone.
That gave me a window into future French, Brendan. That was marvellous. Everything you do has got to be like this. Good. Lovely. Then we'll come back to you, Per, in a minute, but then we'll move across to Tia and Melanie just to change it around a bit. And so basically, before it was a challenge. Let's say, on the other hand, before it was a challenge, just to introduce ourselves to some interesting words. On the other hand, before it was a challenge.
So is that me saying that?
Yeah.
Oui, en revanche.
Good. En revanche, par contre, ceci dit, whatever, before it was a challenge.
Avant, c'était un
Look
défi.
how your body welcomes the French. I said, stop banging your, vocal folds. And you were like, oh, that feels nice. Yeah? Oui, alors avant, c'était un challenge. Nice. That was good. Lovely. Hold that conversation. I'm going to come over to Tia and Melanie. So, Tia and Melanie. So, what would you talk about? What has something very fucking random and crazy happened to either of you in the last week that doesn't normally happen? Either of you, yes or no?
Not really.
So, Melanie, why don't you ask Tia about what a typical week sort of looks like for her and all this kind of business, what she kind of gets up to, you know, and then sort of you lead that line of inquiry, as in at the end of this conversation, you're going to know a little bit more about Tia's world. All right, up you go. So, Melanie, up you go. You start asking the questions. English first.
Okay. Tia, what do you do?
Could you come a little bit close to the microphone, my darling girl? A little bit close to the microphone. That's it. Yeah.
Tia, what do you do during the week?
Good. So, what do you do during the week?
Yeah,
Can we pimp it to what do you tend to do during the week? Do you mean work or do you mean play?
I mean,
I can't hear you. Come close to the microphone.
for work.
Melanie, do you remember the conversations we've had about voice? You've got a power. Even in English, you've got to give me that chest. I mean, so certainly when it comes to work. So what's the little expression that we use when it comes to, Melanie? It's going to involve the word agir somewhere. How do you say when it comes to?
Il s'agit de...
Quand, so good. So il s'agit de, and we're going to have when it comes to. Quand il s'agit de, and if I'm then going to put the work on the end of it, what's that going to make it? Quand il s'agit
du travail.
Good. Send it forward, Mel, with the chest. Quand il s'agit du travail, send it forward.
Okay, so qu'est-ce que tu fais
Pendant la semaine?
Pendant la semaine,
You're doing gorgeously when it comes to work. Quand il s'agit du travail.
Qu'est-ce que tu fais pendant la semaine quand il s'agit du travail?
Nice. Take a step back. I know, back, not forward, and blow the fucking chest. Mélanie, Tia, qu'est-ce que tu fais pendant la semaine quand il s'agit du travail? Sing from here. Come.
Okay. Tia, qu'est-ce que tu fais pendant la semaine quand il s'agit du travail?
Quand il s'agit du travail.
Qu'est-ce que tu fais pendant la semaine quand il s'agit du travail?
Good work, you. Nice discreet teeth. Got to speak on the chest. Remember, at your level, no micropauses. So fine, if a person went, oui, alors qu'est-ce que tu fais pendant la semaine quand il s'agit du travail, that's fine. But if your brain has a thought, which is, well, what do you do during the week when it comes to work? That's fine. Sometimes we know that length of sentence. You guys don't need to practice smaller sentences. You need to practice longer sentences. So make sure when you go over this, your own class as well, all in one go. Tia, tell me your answer in English. What do you do? You know, whatever, you know. Oh, pardon me, before I go on, what was the expression that I wanted using earlier? What do you tend to do would have been if we were talking socially. So what's the expression? Imagine we were talking socially. So say for me, Melanie, say for me, and what do you tend to do on a social level? And what do you tend to do on a social level?
Et qu'est-ce que tu as tendance de faire au réseau, au niveau social?
Good. Qu'est-ce que tu as tendance à? Not de, but good. That was nicely chested. Good. Tia, your answer. So you basically said, well, what do you do in the work for week? The week for work, you know, and what you tend to do on a social level. Off you go, Tia. You can have as many sentences as you want. Begin English first.
My weeks are quite the same.
Good. Translate. My weeks are quite the same.
Toutes mes semaines sont pareilles.
Good.
Presque pareilles.
Good. Copy me on the blur. Good. Notice how we can say this many ways. Toutes mes semaines se ressemblent.
Toutes mes semaines ressemblent.
Se ressemblent.
Toutes mes semaines se ressemblent.
Lovely. Mon planning chaque semaine est raisonnablement semblable. Mon planning chaque semaine est raisonnablement semblable. Semblable.
Mon planning chaque semaine est raisonnablement semblable.
Good. Mon emploi de temps ne change pas beaucoup. Mon emploi de temps ne change pas beaucoup.
Emploi.
Mon emploi.
Emploi. Mon emploi de travail.
Mon emploi de temps ne change pas beaucoup.
Mon emploi de temps ne change pas beaucoup.
Good. And again, mon emploi de temps ne change pas beaucoup.
Mon emploi de temps ne change pas beaucoup.
Good. Next sentence from Tia.
I go to work for 8 o'clock and come home at 5.
What's that ABBA song? I work or It's the beginning of Money, 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 isn't it? Money, money, money. I go the bills to pay. It's so sad. Oh my god. If I could find me a wealthy man. Oh my god. Money, money. Right. Off you go. So say for me, I go to work at, I come home from work at. Off you go.
Je vais au travail à 8 heures et je rentre à...
Je rentre.
Je rentre à 17 heures.
Good. Well done on the 24-hour clock. Notice to Americans who aren't obviously a fan of that in America as well, which is fine, but notice it's a bit better for my mind to use it in French. Ouais, je vais au boulot à 8 heures. Je rentre du boulot. So could you just try the slang of boulot? And could we say au and du? Ouais, je vais au boulot à 8 heures. Je rentre du boulot. Rentre in itself. So manger, mange. Danser, danse. Rentrer, rentre. Yeah, you're only using the a. You're not going wrong. Yeah. So there is a verb rendre, R-E-N-D-R-E. Yeah. That sounds like R-E-S-P-E. Yeah. So rendre, but rentrer, rentre. Right? So je rentre, so je vais au boulot à 8 heures et je rentre du boulot à 17 heures. Off you go.
Je vais au boulot à 8 heures et je rentre du boulot à 17 heures.
Good. Lovely. One more sentence from you about, and you said on a social level. So quick. Have I done this with you guys before? I'm not sure. Au niveau, copy me here. Au niveau social.
Au niveau social.
D'un point de vue social.
D'un point de vue social.
So we've had two expressions which are then using the masculine adjective. Au niveau politique, d'un point de vue politique. Au niveau médical, d'un point de vue médical. All right? Then we've got musicalement, socialement, politiquement. We could just use that adverb. Quand il s'agit de, and then the noun. Quand il s'agit de la musique, quand il s'agit des politiques, de les politiques, quand il s'agit de la société. So you've kind of got, you know, we were talking about the family. You've got one with a noun, one with an adjective, and one with an adverb. So, copy me here. Au niveau personnel.
Au niveau personnel.
D'un point de vue personnel.
D'un point de vue personnel.
They're the nice two to have. On a social level, au niveau social, what do you do on a social level?
On social level, I don't have much social life. I have a friend.
Girl, if I am the highlight of your week, if I am the highlight, my God, you're so coming to Besançon. I'm gonna come and get you. You'll be like, my God, we won't let you go. So, but in French. So say for me, so say for me, I don't tend to go out, or I tend to not go out. Just say for me, I tend to not go out, just to push you.
J'ai tendance à ne pas sortir.
Nice, good madam, go again. Oui, alors j'ai tendance à ne pas sortir.
J'ai tendance à ne pas sortir.
Nie ou ne?
Ne.
Mm-hmm. Notice the sound which preceded that vowel fuck up. Ah, which was a higher one. So I've told you guys before, if you've gone higher, you will often want to stay higher. When you've gone lower, you will often want to stay lower. Yeah, oui, alors moi, it's like if someone says je, I can guarantee you that they'll want to say le afterwards. If they say tu, they'll want to say la afterwards. So be mindful of the hon-hi-hon. How do we take an interest in hon-hi-hon? A, we pretend that we're more animalistic. Yeah, that we sound like animals. I mean, I'm not being rude against France, but it is. We sound more like hon-hi-hon. We're more engaged with the body. And secondly, we, as Melanie will tell us, we push in the chest. Yeah, we push in the chest, and that basically takes all the emphasis away from the teeth. Yeah, good, lovely. I'm going to go back to Brendan and Denise. So, Brendan, you're going to ask Denise a question about something. It might be related to speaking French, or the action of speaking French, or have you found speaking French in the past, or whatever. Same similar conversation. But can you ask Denise a question now?
Denise, what's your experience of France?
It's a shithole, says Denise. Fucking dump. Off you go. So I shan't be monetizing this video. Off you go. So say for me, Brendan, so say for me, what's your experience of France? Ask me the question.
Denise, qu'est-ce que...
Is experience a noun?
No. Yes.
Sorry, Tia, while I deal with the north of England's educational policies from about 700 years ago. Back with you. Would you please say for me, Brendan, what time is it?
À quelle heure est-il?
Quelle heure est-il? We don't need the a. Yeah. À quelle heure? Good muscle memory. Notice the more you join your voices, how all of this muscle memory stuff is sticking. Yeah. Good. So ask me what day. What day?
Quel jour?
Quel jour, OU?
Quel jour?
Denise is getting nervous. I might ask her to do an OU. So could you say for me, what is your experience?
Quelle est ton expérience?
Lovely. Even though the noun is further down the line, it's still a noun, isn't it? Brendan, say for me, what's your favourite restaurant?
Quel est ton restaurant préféré?
Good. Now, whenever you guys do sentences like that now, ask yourself the way that I'd say it. Quel est ton restaurant préféré? Quel est ton restaurant préféré?
Quel est ton restaurant préféré?
Busy personality, not a busy mouth. Busy chest, not a busy mouth. Busy personality, not a busy mouth. Busy chest, not a busy mouth. Ah oui, mais qu'est-ce que t'as fait hier? Look at the mouth. Qu'est-ce que t'as fait? Brandon, dis-moi, t'as fait quoi hier? T'es sorti? T'as fait quelque chose d'amusant? Okay, not a busy mouth. Busy energy, busy chest, not a busy mouth. Okay. So, quelle est ton expérience de la France? Okay. Good. Denise, response.
When it comes to actually being in France, I was there for one day 40 years ago.
Do you know what? I got degree level Spanish before I even went to Spain. Like, I literally shit you not. So I find this hilarious. And the first time I went there, people were like, oh, wow. Hablas muy bien. I'm like, they're like, have you spent a lot of time in Spain? I'm like, week one. To be fair, that's not quite fair. I'd been to Mallorca. And I'd lived in LA for a bit. But I'd never been to Spain. I just had an ex-mother-in-law that was Spanish, and it had motivated me and all this kind of stuff. And when I turned up, they were like, oh my God, your Spanish is really good. And they were like, have you lived there? And I was like, first week. I teach loads of people that are in that situation, particularly Australians, because it's a massive pain in the arse for them to get anywhere, or even out of Australia over COVID. Lovely. So tell me that story then, Denise. So say for me, when it comes to being in France, I spent one day there 40 years ago.
Quand il s'agit de...
Pause. So what we've discovered is that quand il s'agit de, like many times with de can go into a noun or a verb. When it comes to being, what's the verb to be, Denise?
Être.
So quand il s'agit d'être, yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Quand il s'agit d'être...
Quand il ou quand il?
Quand il. Quand il s'agit d'être Mais
En
en
France, ou d'être en France?
France, j'étais là il y a plus que 40 ans.
Good. When it's numbers, plus de. So
Plus.
plus because it's, well, actually no, because it's numbers, that's fine. So yeah, plus de 40 ans. Yeah, that's fine with
Okay.
numbers, okay. But normally more of a noun would be plus rather than plus, but with numbers is fine, but de with numbers, right? So j'étais là plus de 40 ans, okay. Il y a plus de 40 ans. I would logically in English then say, so if someone's just said, oh, how much time have you spent in France? I would then say back to Brendan, oh, well, you live in France. How long have you know, what would you logically say back at that point, Denise? In English?
I would say, have you ever been to France before? Your visit right now.
You know he lives in France now, yeah?
Oh, I know that. I know. What I'm saying is this your first time in France, living in France?
I'd imagine a person might have gone before deciding to move. I mean, I know Brendan's on the run from the police for Jimmy Savile-related crimes, but the fact is...
I remember him saying that, actually, yeah.
Why don't you say, how long have you been in France? And had, calling all cars, had you been to France a lot before making the decision to move? How long have you been in France? And had you been to France a lot before making the decision to move? Do we agree that that's a logical thing to say?
Mm-hmm.
Good, off you go. How long have you been in France?
I should know this.
Yes, you should.
I should. Ça fait...
Good, well done. Pause. When we talk about something that we are still doing, what tense do we use, peeps? Present tense. Ça fait combien de temps que plus the present tense, or present tense depuis.
Mm-hmm.
Notice if we have the information, we can use the number. If we don't have the information, what time expression are we going to use, Denise? Ça fait
combien de temps?
Ça fait combien de temps? Lovely. Are we all clear on that? So I've smoked. Smoking is dumb, and as I say all the time, if you smoke, please get help, because you know it kills you. Ça fait combien de temps que tu fumes? Tu fumes depuis combien de temps? I've smoked for 7 years. Ça fait 7 ans que je fume, or je fume depuis 7 ans. If you're interested in all these, when I use depuis versus ça fait versus pendant versus pour versus whatever, there's a written grammar series of podcasts. Email me at logiclanguagelearning@gmail.com and ask for the written grammar for the written grammar stuff. All right, good. Off we go then. So ask him, how long have you lived in France, and had you been to France many times before making the decision to move? All the way through, Denise.
Okay. Ça fait combien de temps que tu vis en France?
If you're going to use vivre, what is the... So you go back to lesson 1. Right. Well, no, lesson 1 was voice. Lesson 2 was verbs. What are my 2 verb types? What and what?
Above the line, above the line?
No. That's the conjugations. A and soft hard.
A and soft hard.
Don't forget the basics, people. Vivre is an a verb or a soft hard verb?
It's a soft hard verb.
Lovely. So the soft will be, what's the soft of vivre?
Could you to vivre?
Lovely. Why do we all like vive? Because it's the subjunctive in vive la France. Vive le roi. Le roi est mort. Vive le roi. Yep. When the Queen died, I wrote La reine est morte. Vive le roi on my YouTube. Yeah, that's what they used to say years ago. The king is dead. Long live the king. Or the Queen, whatever. So yeah, vive. Same in Spanish, like, you know, like Viva Las Vegas, ding, 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 ding. That's the subjunctive. That's the verb is vivir. It's not an ar verb like viva. So it's the subjunctive, live. We're not saying that. So how do you say, ça fait combien de temps que tu vis, or ça fait combien de temps que tu habites en France? Lovely. Had you been? Have a little go at had you been. Had you been many times before taking the decision to move?
Tu avais été combien de temps avant cette fois?
Before taking the decision to move.
Avant, tu as pris la décision.
I'm gonna get really king mad. Before taking the decision. Look at me, and your permission to attend Besançon hangs in the balance. 3 rules with before and after people, and I've been over this and I'm getting really fucking bored. I deserve better. Avant with a noun. I wouldn't mind, but we're on attempt number 17 on this, people. Avant with a noun. Before Christmas. Before Denise's execution. Before I execute Denise is different. That's a verb. So just into a noun. Before Denise's execution. After Denise's execution. Before Christmas. After, yeah. Or as an, or what we'd say in English, oh, I did it after, which is shit English, but I did it afterwards. Or did you do it before, which is shit English, but you did it beforehand. All right. Then there's before I did something or before you did something. Okay. So now we're bringing in a verb. There's only one choice. I go over it all the time. Is it the same? So when you say before or after, you just need to decide, is it the same person as the other sentence? Yeah. I arrived at the studio before Phil arrived. Or Sam ordered a glass of wine before I ordered a glass of wine. Can you hear that they're 2 different people?
Avant que.
So what do we use if it's 2 different people? Avant and après what?
Que.
And which one of those has the subjunctive and your health depends on it?
The que has a subjunctive.
No. That isn't what I asked, America. Avant que and après que. Which one of those has the subjunctive? They've both got a que. Which one's got the subjunctive?
The avant que.
Thank you. Avant, there's no such word as avant. All right. Then if it's the same person, avant
de.
Or après
de. Après.
No, piss off.
Après avoir.
You say après deux again, I will throw you out of this group. I mean this, people. I'm deadly serious. I'm getting really jaded with this avant and après stuff. So, how long had you, Brendan, Cornelius, Tiffany, Courtney, Smythe lived in France, or whatever, before? Now, I'm even giving you before taking the decision. In the sentence, in the clause, Denise, before taking the decision, am I bringing in a new person to take the decision?
No.
No, so I've even spelled it out for you. So how would, or Brendan did. So say for me, before taking the decision.
Avant d'avoir.
Just, you don't have to do that. Avant de prendre would be fine. Yeah, avant de prendre. Okay. You can, but just for the moment, just get avant de down, all right?
Mm-hmm. Avant de prendre la décision.
To move.
De déménager.
I will be taking some decisions if people don't fucking start remembering avant and après. Deal? Good. So put it together. Ça fait combien de temps que tu habites en France et tu avais été en France plusieurs fois avant de prendre la décision de déménager? Try putting the whole thing together.
Mm.
Impress me. You need to. Go on.
Ça fait combien de temps que tu vis en France et t'as visité
Had you prior.
Tu avais visité la France avant de cette visite?
Before taking the decision to move to.
Avant d'avoir pris la décision d'aller en France?
Décision, not décision.
Oui.
Good, Brendan, answer. If it contained before and after, I'd be happy.
I could try and make it that way.
Good, you can.
Yes, I've been lots of times.
The question was, had you been prior? Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So yes, I'd been lots of. Yep.
Yes, I've been lots of times before I moved here.
Let's say I'd been lots of times before. Did you meet your other half in France, or did you go across together?
We went across together.
Right. So let's say I'd been. Stick with I. I'd been many times before we took the decision to come here.
Okay.
Do I need to spell out the obvious?
We'll see. I think I know what you're getting.
Answer these questions. Is it the same person doing both things?
No.
Therefore, what needs to follow avant?
Okay.
And when we have avant, what do we have?
Subjunctive.
Good. I like the northern turn on it. Subjunctive. Lovely. Right. And if we're in the subjunctive, all this for now, but fields. If we're in that, do we avonca? What else comes after avonca?
So
Sorry, no, where did the question wrong? Before we moved, which subjunctive is coming next?
it's the new, because you said new.
Present tense subjunctive, or what are our tenses? Present was.
It's on the auxiliary.
We're good to go.
Okay.
I had been several times before we took the decision. Up you go.
Oui, j'ai été
I
plusieurs fois.
had been.
I had.
What do linguists do?
Listen.
Off you go. I had been several times.
J'avais plusieurs fois.
I had been.
J'ai été.
I had been.
What's missing? I have.
Look at Auntie Lukey. Look at Auntie Lukey.
J'avais été.
I'm talking, you rough northern piece of. Save me. I have been. One more time. I have been.
J'ai été.
Good girl. Are we clear, people? All we do to make a have a had is just play the middle one. Yeah. Say for me, Brendan, he left. Using partir. Say he left.
Il est parti.
Nice. Say for me, he had left.
Il était parti.
That's all we're doing. Say for me, I have been.
J'avais été.
I have been. The first and normal.
J'ai été.
Good man. I had been.
J'avais été.
Good. Anybody watching, please look in the playlist and see how many weeks deep we are. So don't come after me, because these people did this. Voice work, tense work, present tense. Second week. All the other tense. They've done this since week 3. All right. Good. So j'avais été plusieurs fois before we took the decision. How do you say before we took the decision?
Avant que nous ayons prendre la. Pardon. Avant que nous ayons pris la décision.
De déménager.
De déménager.
Christ, I'm emotionally spent. I really am. Good. I need to open up some happy. I got sent a parcel. I need to see what it is. I've ordered a couple of things. It's either A, and I'm not even joking, a personal shaver for intimate areas, or B, a top. I'm suspecting the latter. So up you go, Tia. Luke, you're right. I think it's something to wear.
Luc, tu as raison. Je pense que c'est quelque chose à s'habiller.
We've been over this.
C'est quelque chose.
Look at Lukey, look at Lukey, look at Lukey. 2 verbs. to get dressed, or not, right. 2 verbs to get dressed or undressed with no mention of the clothing. Je vais m'habiller. Je vais me déshabiller. M'habiller, déshabiller. Those 2 colours really look horrible together, but when the one's hidden, it's fine. So, je vais m'habiller, je vais me déshabiller. In that sentence, Tia, can you hear the mention of the clothes? Can you hear what clothes I'm wearing, Tia?
No.
I put on a sweater. J'ai mis un pull. What verb did I use to put on?
Mettre.
J'ai enlevé mon pull. What verb did I use?
Enlever. Enlever.
J'enlève, enlever. It's on me now. Je porte un pull. What verb am I using now? Je porte un pull.
Porter.
Nice accent. So what's the verb to get dressed?
Get dressed. S'habiller.
Does it involve clothes?
No.
No, in our mind, but we don't mention the specific clothes. What's the verb to get undressed?
Déshabiller.
Where's the reflexive gone?
Se déshabiller.
I could undress you, I could undress Denise, I could undress Brendan, I could undress, but I'll just make him pay more for that in Besançon. Okay. Then we bring in clothes. Je vais mettre. Je vais enlever. Je porte. Do you get my point? But you guys put them all on the same page. All right. So it's something to wear. C'est quelque chose à porter or c'est quelque chose à mettre. Yeah, but not habiller. Are you clear on what we're on about? Yeah. Good. Melanie. When did you order it, Luke? It took how long? How long did it take?
Ça fait combien de temps depuis?
Pause. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. When did you order it?
Ça fait combien de temps?
No. Pause. When did you order it?
Quand est-ce que tu as la
Keep
commandé?
going now. You lovely. Quand est-ce que tu? You haven't gone wrong yet. Good job. When did you order it? Quand est-ce que you order it?
La commandé.
Good. I can't hear you. Push your voice forward.
Quand est-ce que tu l'as commandé?
Good. What's the expression we use not to talk about how long we have been doing something, but to talk about how long something took, which you always go, oh, every time I say it. Oh. No.
Ça fait combien de temps?
No, that's what you've just given me. Why would it be that? There's the noise I was on. What's the expression that we use? I go over this all the time with you people. Say to me, Melanie, I need a coffee. I need a coffee.
J'ai besoin pour.
You've been told to kind of shy away from that. What would you say? I need a coffee. That was with verbs. Good job, but not with verbs. With a noun. I need a coffee. Il.
Oh,
I can't hear you. Use your damn chest.
Okay.
I can't hear you. I generally, I'm not being mean. I can't literally hear the words you're saying. You speak up. I need a coffee.
Il me faut un café.
Good job. I'm not being a meanie. Your voice is lovely. If you use your chest, your muscle memory will kick in. If you go, there'll be no muscle memory. I don't want you guys to do it the hard way. I want you to do it the muscle memory way. Yeah, il me faut un café. Great. That is need for a thing, as far as you guys are concerned, until I tell you otherwise. So if I say, how long did it take? I'm saying how long was needed. So what's il me faut in the past tense with an auxiliary?
Il m'a fallu.
Good. Can you go again and can you sing those vowels for me? Il m'a fallu.
Il m'a fallu.
I can't hear a damn thing.
Il m'a fallu.
Good. I don't think it's your microphone. I think it's you. All right. So say for me, how long did it take? That could be a question. Is it going to have a m in it now? Is it going to have a m?
Il a fallu combien de temps?
Flawless. Lovely. Good. Denise, I ordered it yesterday. because it was there was a sale. I ordered it yesterday because there was a sale.
Je l'ai commandé hier parce qu'il y avait un
Solde.
solde.
How ironic, it sounds like the past tense of to sell. Or une réduction. Okay. I have one already in blue. I wanted the green. Brendan, I have one already in blue. I wanted the green. I think this is. I pee myself if this is something different. I have one already in blue. I wanted the green.
J'en ai déjà.
In blue.
J'en ai déjà en bleu. Je voulais le vert.
Le vert.
Le vert.
Good.
Je voulais le vert.
It's these. Under Armour is the brand, which I think is a cool word. And they're like these kind of breathable. But I think it might be a little bit dark. Not really like my kind of green. I think. It's borderline black, isn't it? It's not even like a. No, that can go back. Damn. Lovely. So it smells of perfume. Ew, stranger danger. It smells of perfume. Someone's tried it as well. Ew. Good. So unfortunately, it's not the right colour. So say for me, unfortunately, it's not the right colour. Denise.
Malheureusement, ce n'est pas le bonne couleur.
Good. Can I remind you, because we've done this one before, we literally did this 2 weeks ago. Literally 2 weeks ago, didn't we? Because I was walking around. I went into the hospital literally after finishing your class. So much was my commitment to finishing you guys' class. And we went over bon versus bonne, raison versus, didn't we? Did we not? It's Luke's right, Luc a raison. Tia's right, Tia a raison. Luke's wrong, Luc n'a pas raison, Luc a tort. Less common, Luc a tort. The right colour, la bonne couleur. The wrong colour, la mauvaise couleur. Yeah, the right person, la bonne personne. The wrong person, la mauvaise personne. We use good and bad. That's right, c'est vrai. That's false. That's wrong, c'est faux. Right, I've got 3 different sections. Good. Tia, I am going to have to get reimbursed. Before we go any further, Tia, do we know the verb to reimburse?
Rembourser.
Good. I'm peed off about that. I'm going to have to get reimbursed. I have a blue one that I'll show you. They're so light. Under Armour. I really recommend them. They're like this super. You know those things that they get wicking. That verb wicking, which means like it stores sweat. I hate that. It makes me feel sick. I like stuff that airs. But they're nice. They're really nice. They're super, super light and really, really cool. And I bought a really like a navy blue one, which I love. Hang on. It's a nicer colour. But that shit, that's like too dark. If I wanted dark, I'd look at my soul. So Tia, it's to say for me, I'm going to have to get reimbursed. I'm going to have to get reimbursed.
Je vais devoir.
Devoir ou devoir?
Devoir. Je vais devoir être remboursé.
No. It's not wrong, but we have gone over the passive. We have gone over the passive voice. With people, how do you say I got arrested?
Je suis été arrêté.
That was of an ugliness.
J'ai été arrêté.
But we've spoken about this, Tia. That's not the first choice. Causative, anybody? Melanie, how do you say I got arrested? Causative, past. Reflexive, go.
Causative past.
Denise, causative,
yeah.
reflexive, past. I got arrested.
Je me suis fait arrêter.
Go again with the pronunciation.
Je me suis fait arrêter.
Good people. We've done this. Buzz Ensemble will be so much fun because there's a river. And I can just go, ah. And then we were 7. And then we were 6. You won't drown. You'll just be wet. Mind you, you'll appreciate that because it gets very warm in summer. So, we've done this work. What does causative mean? You are causing someone else to do the verb. Normally, when you have an infinitive, it's after your first verb, isn't it? Tia wants to eat. Elle veut manger. Tia likes to eat. Elle aime manger. Tia, hates to go out. She loves to whatever, Lovely. If you have the causative, then one person is doing the making and the other person is doing the verb that they're making them do. So Luke makes us work. There's an understatement, isn't it? Isn't there? Isn't there? My God, I can't even do an inversion. Luc nous fait travailler. Melanie, in the sentence Luc nous fait travailler, who is doing the fairing?
You're doing.
Lovely. And in the sentence Luc nous fait travailler, who is doing the travailling?
Nous.
That's right. Luc nous fait travailler. Luke makes us work. Try and switch that up to Luke makes me work, which is also true.
Luc me fait travailler.
Luc me fait travailler. Now try and make it into Luke will make me work. We can change the tense of the fair. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Luke will make me work.
Luc
which
me
is also
fera
true.
Travailler.
And again?
Luc me fera travailler.
Nice grammar, good man, but make sure it's me fera. Luc me fera travailler. Go.
Luc me fera travailler.
Great. If I said, I make myself work, do we acknowledge that that is reflexive? So how would you say, I make myself work?
Je me fais travailler.
How would you say, I made myself? Now, if I gave you any other verb, Brendan, how would you say, I got washed, which is just reflexive in the past? How would you say, I got washed?
Je me suis lavé.
Great. So all we did was use our poetry past plus whatever the Dickens past participle was on the end. Are we in agreement? Has everybody here got that? So je me suis plus past participle. So if we then, so a way you might like to think about the causative is you take whatever the verb is and you slide it along to the infinitive, and faire is going to go in the tense of your original tense. So Luke makes me dance. Luc me fait, present tense, danser. Luc made me dance. Luc m'a fait danser. The infinitive is always going to go on the end, okay? Side note for those watching. If we get a third person, Luc makes him dance. Luc le fait, it is direct. Tia, in the sentence, Luc makes him dance. What is Luke making happen? Him dance. So the him, direct. In the sentence, he sings the song. What is he singing, Tia?
A song.
So if we had a combo, Luke makes him sing the song, French goes, ah, I've now got a sentence with 2 directs in it, or previously 2 directs. Luke makes him sing, and he sings the song. Do you acknowledge that we've effectively got 2 directs there, yes? So in strict grammatically correct French, which most young people just forget, it becomes indirect if that thing you're making someone do has an object. So in other words, Luke, you do it for me, Tia. Luke makes him sing. Luke makes him sing.
Luc le fait chanter.
Good work. Brendan, Luke makes him sing the song, which now has an object on the end. Luke makes him sing the song.
Is it Luc Louis fait?
Why is there a le still there?
Where's the?
Why is
Sorry.
there a le still there?
Oh wait.
So you use the V, well
Oh,
done.
wait. Luc Louis fait le.
Luke
No,
makes him sing the song. Luc lui fait.
Luc Louis fait chanter la chanson.
Good. Have you got that? But a lot of France gets that wrong. We tend to just go with le and les. Yeah? He makes them sing the song. Il les fait chanter la chanson. But it should be il les fait chanter, il leur fait chanter la chanson. All right. Good. To finish, you say sentence in English about your existences this week. I say it in blurry French. You copy my blur. Deal? Let's start with you, Brendan. Speakers, Brendan, tell me something you've done this week interesting, or some comment, something about this. Oh, Luke, I'll have the top if you don't want it. Whatever. Tell me any old sentence that's just about your life. Luke, I just got back from an all-night fetish party in Belgium. I'm exhausted. Whatever, like, just seriously, just tell me whatever. Just give me some sentences that I can give it you as a blur. Off you go. Don't even think about the French. Just give me a sentence.
Okay, we pollarded the tree today because it would overgrow and cause that damage to the house if we didn't do it.
You trimmed it, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you trim it or did someone else trim it?
I did.
Good job. I'm not saying you don't. I love pruning shit. I live for it. My God, you should see my garden. It's a dedicated temple of topiary. And my brother's a tree surgeon. We live for this as a family. We won't like send people pictures of our kids. We'll be like, oh, do you want to see a hawthorn bush? I've gotten into this shape. I mean, that's what we live for. But if you said, for example, I trimmed the tree, j'ai taillé l'arbre. I got the trim tree, I got the tree trimmed. That's causative. So say for me, j'ai fait tailler l'arbre. Imagine it, so just say them both for me. I trimmed the tree, j'ai taillé l'arbre.
J'ai taillé l'arbre.
Nice copying. J'ai fait tailler l'arbre.
J'ai fait tailler l'arbre.
Good, Brendan. Say for me, I'm going to build houses. I'm going to build houses.
Je vais construire les maisons. Des maisons.
Why des maisons? Good. Because?
Parce que, because
it's not all houses, is it? Yeah,
yeah, no,
it's des maisons. Bonus round, Brendan. I'm going to build new houses.
Je vais construire des maisons.
No. Tia, I'm going to build new houses. See if you've been listening. I'm going to build new houses. Je vais construire
de nouvelles maisons.
Nouvelles maisons, Brendan. Do you remember? Because if you've got an adjective which is plural, yeah, that goes before the plural noun, des becomes de. Yeah? Yeah? De belles maisons. De nouvelles maisons, not des, all right? Good, Brendan. So just say for me, do you understand that rule I've just given you, fella?
Yeah, the de, yeah.
The day becomes the de if the noun you're talking about is plural and has a plural adjective which goes before. Obviously, there's not that many that go before. You know,
so it has to be a plural adjective.
And it has to be one of the ones that goes before.
Before, yeah.
Like petit, petite, vieux, vieille. Yeah. Right. So say for me, I'm going to get the houses built. Go with les maisons so you're not panicked. I'm going to get the houses built. In this version of event, Brendan, are you building the houses?
I'm not in this version.
But you're getting it done.
Yes.
I'm going to get the houses built.
Je vais me faire...
Stand still. My point is this. Are all causative sentences reflexive? No.
Okay.
Were you correct to bring in the verb faire and budge construire along? Correct. Do we need the reflexive?
No.
I'm going to get houses built.
Je vais faire construire je vais faire construire
That's it. You see how it would work, people? Yeah, okay. That's it. Okay, that's how it would work. The causative does not have to be reflexive, but it often is one of the passive voices. Je me suis fait. But it's not the only time. Yeah. Good. Lovely. So Stephanie, so basically, what did you say? So that it doesn't damage the house, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say, honest to God, in normal French. Alors, on a taillé l'arbre pour que ça. I'm trying not to be too vulgar. Dégâts is damage or endommagé. But basically, I don't want to be too rude, but like, you know, tout foutre en l'air. You know, yeah. Let's go with détruire. Let's go with some sensible French. Alors, j'ai taillé l'arbre. Strictly speaking, pour qu'il ne détruise pas la maison. I just go, oui, alors j'ai taillé l'arbre, histoire de ne pas détruire la maison. Histoire de ne pas détruire la maison. It's about not destroying the house. Say for me, oui, alors j'ai taillé l'arbre, histoire de ne pas détruire la maison. Histoire de ne pas détruire la maison.
Histoire de ne pas détruire
Why
la
are you
maison.
copying French I gave you with my mouth closed with your mouth open? Histoire de ne pas détruire la maison.
Histoire de ne pas détruire la maison.
Nice. Small teeth. Check. Good man. Now give me the chest. Histoire de ne pas détruire la maison. You know, it's about, you know.
Histoire de ne pas
I got a
détruire la
taxi.
maison.
The bus was late. I got a taxi, you know, so that I got there on time. Ah oui, alors j'ai pris un taxi, histoire d'arriver à l'heure. It's like saying, you know, so that. It's like another way of saying. Another one we do instead of pour and pour que, I was telling Isaac about this earlier, is I shall forward you that class to the group. If I send you a class, if a class appears in Skype, then it means I've sent you a class that I'd like you guys to listen to. Which might scare the shit out of you, but there you go. So let's just quickly send you one from, I shall send you two. I shall send you John's and Isaac's. Now, John is doing very well, but he's done a year less than Isaac. So John's is here, so forward. I will send this to you guys now. Good, and I will send you, actually while I'm there, I'll send that to Brenda, not Brendan. Forward, Brenda, good. And then I'm going to go to Isaac's that I had earlier. And I'm going to forward you that as well. So you've got some listening to do. Good. So another thing that we say is comme ça. So like we were talking about with avant and après, which is why I get really annoyed with avant and après. Avant, après is you need to think who's doing it. There's a whole load of expressions that change with que or no que, if it's you, if it's the same person or different. There's so much to get and benefit from if you can just listen to who's doing it. Sans versus sans que, peut-être que, you know, all this kind of stuff. So comme ça is another nice thing to do. So I trimmed the tree so that it doesn't damage the house. Strictly speaking, j'ai taillé l'arbre pour qu'il ne détruise, subjunctif, pas la maison. Or j'ai taillé l'arbre comme ça, il va pas détruire la maison. It's like that way, it's not going to destroy the house. Yeah, you got me? Good, you've had your blur. Tia, tell me a sentence. Anything, any observation, anything at all. I just want to give you some bloods of copy.
I got a strawberry from our greenhouse today.
Did you really?
Yes.
In my mind, like you're behind us in terms of like, you know, seasons and stuff like that. I suppose is your greenhouse pretty? Like, do you know what I mean? Like where? Because yes. I like.
Yes, cool. It's snowy. It's snowy.
Okay. Good. Alors, there's other verbs like cueillir, accueillir, like collect and all this, you know, récolter, harvest and all of this, but just say, j'ai pris une fraise de ma serre. Alors, j'ai pris une fraise de ma serre aujourd'hui.
J'ai pris une fraise de ma sœur aujourd'hui.
Serre, it's greenhouse. Serre.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Serre is also like a verb, squeeze kind of thing. Good. Melanie, a sentence.
I'm organizing a conference.
Okay. So for me, j'organise une conférence. Mouth closed, send it forward. J'organise une conférence.
J'organise une conférence.
Good. Go again and on the un to be a little bit louder. Not longer, but louder. J'organise une conférence.
J'organise une conférence.
Nice. Denise, sentence about anything, any observation about the world, anything at all that comes to mind.
Okay. Yesterday I went to an art museum.
Good. But I think you could do that one yourself. So give me a sentence that you possibly won't manage to translate before.
Okay.
Because that's just, you know, hier, tu suis allé au musée d'art, tu as une galerie, that you can do.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Let me see.
I know what you can copy. Luc, je me suis bien amusé pendant notre cours cette semaine. Luc, je me suis bien amusé pendant notre cours cette semaine.
Luc, je me suis bien amusé pendant ce cours cette semaine.
Almost. Good. Like a gym, people, you've got to practice the list. You weren't far off. Yeah, you almost got the weight up. Luc, je me suis bien amusé pendant notre cours cette semaine. Luc, je me suis bien amusé pendant notre cours cette semaine.
Luc, je me suis...
So what are we looking for, people, when we do the listening? We're doing listening next week, so this is why we started with this. We're not listening for words that we know. Why would we want to listen? Pardon the computer. Why would we want to listen for words that we don't know? Because most of the time, particularly if we did a Besançon style trip or these classes, you've been told words you don't know. That's the point. You don't want to train your ear to pick out words you know. Do you get the point of that? Yeah. So we're listening for two things: vowels and rhythm, the cadence, and the and those two things. Copy the rhythm, copy the vowels. You'll be giving me the words. You won't even know what you're saying, but you'll be giving me them. So copy my rhythm. Je me suis bien amusé pendant notre cours cette semaine. And I don't care if you say ba 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 ba. Just give me the rhythm. Je me suis bien amusé pendant notre cours cette semaine.
Je me suis bien amusé pour le cours cette semaine.
Je me suis bien amusé pendant notre cours cette semaine. Okay? Now give me the vowel journey. Pendant notre cours cette semaine. No. Yeah. Cette semaine. Yeah. Don't blur up vowels, people. They are different. All right. Train your ear on that. That is what we're doing next week. All right. Good, be gone. If you've enjoyed this class, please remember there's a Kofi link underneath. You can pay me in increments of £3. It's on £3. But you don't have to. You can do more than that. These people know how to pay me. That's fine. That's different. If you're interested in the podcast I've mentioned, then do please get in touch. Do you know what? There's a girl that got in contact who basically sent me this message just going, I need what you do in this class. She's like, I don't know why they all moan. She's like, oh my God, I've done years with Alliance Française. It's been a total waste. She's like, I want to like get together and do this kind of stuff. Yeah, she's cool. Colette, her name is. And she's just like, oh my God, I don't know why they're all scared. She's like, that's so what I want. I want to be made to speak. So we like Colette. Good French name as well. Good. All right. Well done, people. Good job. Just do a nice smile with a thumb so that when I do the still, I've got a nice picture. So rather than me smiling and you all looking horrified. So can everybody just go like that for a second? Good. I'll use that for the still. All right. Loads of love. Take care.
Thank you.